No. Okay. Good. Good. All right. All right. Welcome, DJ. Um, just to remind you, if you see me looking down at my notepad or writing anything down, I'll be taking notes. Again, if you want to see me at the end of the session, you're more than able to, but it's just to keep me accountable of what we've been talking about in session and keep myself organized. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling okay today.
You're feeling okay? Where would you like to get started today?
Um, I guess we can just talk about.
I know last session we talked about the transition to a new environment, being in a new state. How has that been?
Yeah, I think that's going a little better. I think me and my teammates are starting to get closer, and I'm starting to make a few friends in my classes and stuff. So that's going well.
That's awesome. I know the last time we talked, you were a little bit nervous about missing out on the people at home. Have you been able to contact and get to talk to that support system?
Yeah, I talk to them almost every day. So
Very nice. And remind me, who do you feel is your support system or you're comfortable going to back at home?
my mom and my brother.
Mom and brother. Okay, and tell me, what does that look like in terms of communication? Do you FaceTime? Do you text?
I feel like I call my mom more, but more so my brother's text. We call here and there, but I talk to my mom more on the phone.
Very nice. Tell me about your relationship with your teammates.
My relationship with my teammates, I feel like we have a lot of fun. Like we joke around and sing and dance together.
Would you say you have close friends on the team?
I would say, yeah, we're getting there, like to that level of like closeness.
And what is your normal, take me through a normal day for you.
So, wake up, I'll have class, uh, try to get some food in before practice. We'll have practice, then lift right after, and then I'll try to eat again, then go home and do some homework. Maybe hang out with my any friends or teammates in the dorm, and then eat again, and then just lay in bed, just Netflix.
And how do you feel that routine has been for you so far?
I think the routine is fine. I think sometimes it's hard for me to like eat in between classes and practice like with limited time, but I think the routine is fine.
And what does a normal eating routine look like? Do you incorporate all your meals? What does a normal, maybe lunch or dinner look like?
So I feel like when I was at home, I always like ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But being like in college now, I don't have like a kitchen to wake up and make breakfast, and sometimes it can be a lot to go to the caf. So I typically won't eat my first meal until like after the like 12 p.m. So that has changed, but I do try to eat like 3 times a day, but most of the time it's like maybe twice a day.
Okay, and how has your number one, I want to thank you for telling me about your meal, and it's got to be very, very hard as you're dealing with moving to class, to athletics, to friends, to homework. What is your mood like in the mornings before you have your first kind of nourishment or meal of the day?
In the mornings, I feel sluggish. Like most of the time, I wake up and I don't want to get out of bed. And it might not necessarily be that I had a bad night of sleep. I just still wake up tired.
How is your sleep normally?
Um, I think it varies. Like sometimes I'll have like good nights of sleep, sometimes I won't. But oftentimes, recently, I'll wake up like just not wanting to like really get it. Like want to go back to sleep.
Sure. So it sounds like sleep is on and off, good days and bad days at times. Days itself are pretty busy with school and homework and athletics. How have you coped or how have you balanced all these different activities?
Honestly, I haven't like really thought about that. I've just been going about my day.
Going through the
Yeah.
motions. Okay. Do you notice that when it's in the middle of the day and you have that first granola bar, first lunch, that your mood or your physical feeling has changed at all?
I mean, I think typically after I do get out of bed and I'm awake for a while, like I do have energy. It's just like the initial like getting out of bed, but I do
Sure.
tend to have energy throughout the day. I mean, sometimes like I'll take naps. Um, but yeah.
But you, or energy wise, you feel it's pretty normal, nothing too up and down. It takes a little bit to maybe get out of the bed in the morning, but after that, you have a steady energy throughout the day.
Yeah.
Very nice. And what would you say has been the hardest part of your transition since the last time we talked?
I think still just dealing with how different the coaching like culture is and getting used to that and yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, tell me more about the coaching culture itself. Is it the style of coaching? Is it personality?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of like personality, but also just like I forgot like what exactly we talked about last time, but just like how they treat like certain players on the team. And I feel like I'm one of the ones that they don't necessarily like care about as much um, in the shows. So sometimes it's hard to go into practice with a good mindset, knowing that I'm gonna be treated differently, or I'm not gonna get this amount of coaching or I'm not going to get this amount of reps, but I'm still expected to, you know, be at the same level as others or give as much effort as others. So navigating that is still a bit complicated.
Yeah, and I can see how that would be frustrating, especially when you bring your all and bring your best every time, and it's something that's somewhat out of your control. How have you handled the, it sounds like favoritism or maybe different treatment with different teammates? How have you handled that in terms of on the court?
Honestly, I don't know. Like I've just been kind of like in a slump because it obviously doesn't feel good. And so I think I've been leaning on my teammates, but other than that, I don't know.
Leaning on your teammates, so they're a good sense of support to you during a time when maybe coaching is somewhat difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any coach or staff that you feel comfortable with?
There was like when we first started, but she left. So it's just the two coaches there that don't necessarily, well, I don't feel like I'm getting the best treatment from them.
Sure, and would that be something that you would feel comfortable advocating for yourself, or something you would like to work on in our session with us? Is how can we communicate your concerns or feelings to coach?
Yeah, I'm open to that.
You're open to that? Do you get a chance outside of practice to talk to coach or engage with coach or happening meetings?
If I ask, I'm sure like they'll be open to that, but um, just going along with the favoritism piece, I definitely know that they have more conversations. Like they seek more conversations with certain players, and I'm not one of those players. But I know that if I were to ask for a conversation, like it would be accepted.
And what would it feel like for you to bring this topic up to the coach?
A bit nerve wracking
Nerve wracking.
because I mean I'm telling them how I feel that they are treating me, so I'm not sure how they will receive that.
Sure.
Or if they will not retaliate towards me, but I don't know how they would feel after hearing how I feel about them.
So it sounds like you're nervous about their response to bringing up a topic that can be kind of controversial or hard for them to hear. Okay. And how would you say, um, how would you say adding a goal to our plan around advocating or talking to coach would benefit you? Do you think that would be something next session we can work on coming up together, the SMART goal?
Yeah. That's for sure.
Okay, so we have talked about support system, what our daily routine looks like. Maybe we can incorporate how to get some early nourishment in during the earlier parts of our day so that we have that high energy throughout the day. And then creating a SMART goal or some way to help get you comfortable advocating for yourself with coach. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to talk about?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in and being present. See you next.
Thank you. You're good.
Really?